Hi there guys, and welcome to my Life in Bunker first look video. This is a nice little indie game with a very nice looking art style, though you can't really tell by the menu screen here. I wish they'd do something with this, but there's an opening cutscene to the game that I unfortunately didn't show for the length of the video reasons. Which kind of explains why this menu screen is as it is. Anyways, moving on. What is Life in Bunker? Life in Bunker is currently an early access title. It's been developed by Phlox Studios, and it is currently $15 or £12. Those numbers are near estimates. I know it's £12 because pounds is my own currency. It's about $15 US, I believe. It's a really fun game, and the only way I can describe it is a cross between the indie game Sheltered or Fallout Shelter, the iOS Android game, and Dungeon Keeper 2 or Lords of the Underworld, or Overworld, Lords of the Overworld. We're going to get straight into this here. I just wanted to show you guys the 3 different modes you can play. So you can play the tutorial, which is pretty good, to be fair. There are scenarios, there's only 3 at the moment. I don't think you unlock any more past this, unfortunately, but I could be wrong there. You can select the scenario you want to play, you can name the bunker, and it chucks you into a random bunker that you have to complete the scenario of. Gives you a nice little goal to complete. And then you have sandbox, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. We're going to do this for the sake of the video. You can change how much ore is in your world, same for caverns, events, mole men, which you'll see in a moment. You're going to have open map, which I'm not 100% sure what this does. I'm guessing that gets rid of all of the blocks that you can mine away, so the map is completely free for your people to roam and for you to build. There's creative mode, which I believe allows you to build whatever you want, when you want it to be built, which we're going to activate for the sake of this video, just so I could show you guys things that are going to happen. Then there's random breakages and diseases, which I'm going to leave on, again, hopefully so I can show you guys what's going to happen. And welcome to the bunker. For those of you who have played Dungeon Keeper, ooh, what the hell is that? Ooh, that's a new mob I haven't seen before. This game has been updated since I last played it, so there might be things that I haven't even seen before, which would be quite interesting in my opinion. First thing you want to do as soon as you start a new bunker is 2 things. I'm going to go through and play this a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of the game, what I think is good and what I think is bad. All of them are a matter of opinion, of course, but just bear that in mind. Anyways, let's move on. So I was saying, the first things you want to do, so one of the first things is to look at your population. You can organize them by gender, by name, by age, health, jobs, the levels that are allowed to work on, their happiness, and their health. I've found that the majority of people you want need to be workers. You will need 1 or 2 janitors to begin with. You will also need 1 or 2 engineers, because they fix the things that break. We should also get a scientist as soon as possible, but seeing as we don't have the stations in order to use a scientist is completely useless to us. Same for the farmer and the cook. Right, so now that we have builders, they should mine out this block for us. So let's watch them go. The second thing we want to work towards if we go to production here, there's an incubator. In order to build this incubator, it requires a concrete floor. This is required for a few different machines. Some machines require a metal floor, some machines require a concrete floor. You can see there our population is currently battling some maggots, I guess they are. Looks like maggots. And a mole man who randomly spawned there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any mineable ore on this level, which is a rarity, I must say, unless it's just because we haven't scouted it. Yeah, it's just because we haven't scouted it. You can see here there are 4 different floors that we can explore. Each level getting slightly more dangerous than the last. How you change levels is to build an elevator, which you must research. Place it onto these rifts in the floor, and then you may change levels from this one to the one below. On the one below, there's another rift, and so on and so forth. Anyways, I was saying we need to build this incubator. So let's build the incubator. Now, what does the incubator do? So the incubator is how you increase your population. Without the incubator, your population doesn't increase. You can't create children, essentially. That is what the incubator does. It creates children for your population to grow. You can create them 3 at a time, as you'll see in just a moment. When they're ready, there we are. You can create children 3 at a time. It'll increase your population, and you'll be able to... We're going to mine this area out a little bit. Right, and done. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. I do apologize about that. Okay, so what else do we need? So, we should go for beds and shower pods and toilet cabins. But what I like to go for pretty quickly is a research station. And the reason I like to go for research stations is because I like the idea that you can research stuff really quickly in this game. They've changed it quite recently. It used to be quite silly how fast you could research things. They've slowed it down quite a lot since then, which makes it even more necessary almost that you would need to... You see them beating on another maggot there. Makes it even more necessary now that you would need to build a... Right, let's build a floor. That will stop cave-ins. You'll see an earthquake pretty soon, I would imagine. That will cause earthquakes to happen. And then you'll see debris fall from the sky. Not something I enjoy dealing with, but there we are. And there's our incubator. You can see there that... one second, we need someone on scientist duty, so you can be a scientist. And the scientist job is just going to be sit here and research. You can see here, we can create 3 little baby humans. Unfortunately, we can't do that right now because it needs to be connected to the water and the power. So that's just connected to the water. That's through here. Yeah, just put a pipe there. And that'll connect it to the water. Hopefully one of these builders come across now and do that. Our researcher is now researching that. What we need to kind of focus on at the moment is finding... There you go, you can see the earthquake there. Oh, and the waste containers are full. Good to know. In fact, we haven't even got a waste container, so tell me that it's full is completely pointless. What was I about to say? So what do the earthquakes do? So the earthquakes are randomly occur, and what they do is they cause debris to fall from the sky and land in these patches where there isn't floor. In this game, where there is floor, it is considered that there is a ceiling above that floor, and that will stop cave-ins from happening. So the debris won't fall during earthquakes, and your people will be safe. The floor also stops these mole men here, you can see one of them be here, from digging a hole in the ground and sending mole men out of it, mole men soldiers out of it to attack your population, which you don't want. Let's be fair. That is something you definitely don't want. We're going to put down 4 beds here. I'm only going to put down 4 because we are on limited resources, unfortunately. In fact, I can't even see... Oh no, we're on creative mode, aren't we? So, I can do whatever the hell I want. That's why there's no ore. That's why there's no ore on the map. Now I remember. Oh look, you can see here, a mole man has dug a hole. Mole man came through it, and our population killed him. So we're all good and fine there. Right, now that I remember we're on creative mode, it's nice to be able to talk a little bit about what we can do in this game. So what I was looking for is there are usually ore deposits on the map, and you put a mining machine, I believe that's in production. Oh, I believe it's, oh, it's disappeared because we can't make it. That's, I don't like that that's a thing. But anyways, so there's an ore mining machine. You stick that on the ore deposit, you connect it to power, and it mines ore. You need to store ore into storage facilities, which probably don't exist either. They don't. What a surprise. Let's build a waste storage. Anyways, you build these storage devices, and the ore is stored, but then you have to convert it from ore into building materials, and everything you build is built out of building materials. If I click on something, it doesn't show it because we're in creative mode. I'm beginning to think creative mode is a bit of a bad way of showing off this game, unfortunately, but we'll stick with it anyways. Let's build some shower pods, and then some toilet cabins. There we are. Let's build one in here, is it? There we are. Make sure your doors, you saw the little arrow in front of these, make sure the doors are facing somewhere the population can access. I did once build the doors a place where the population couldn't access them, and the population was complaining that I unfortunately hadn't built, they were complaining that I hadn't built enough shower pods. And I was saying, they're right there, why don't you use them? It wasn't until very later on, and my population was quite unhappy with me, that I realised that the doors were facing a wall, and the population couldn't use them. Which is pretty good to know. Right, I guess I should start work on a farm now, shouldn't I? So let's, yeah, we'll build it over here. There we go. But as I was saying, so everything you build is built out of building materials, and the easiest and best way of getting these building materials, unfortunately, is, oh yeah, there it is to get these upgrades as soon as possible. So there's the ore refinery module, which upgrades the mining time. No, so this is for the refinery, I apologize. This is for the refinery. So this means that you get building materials as quick as possible. And then there's another one here that increases the amount of ore that is extracted by a certain percentage, and you can upgrade this one twice as well. This is for the miner. I recommend you get those immediately, and then you can start working on the workers' drills. So you can see here there's a tempered drill, a titanium drill, and a diamond drill. And each one has its own unique ability, I suppose. So the tempered drill can't really do much. It's literally they can dig through stuff faster. This drill allows them to dig through rocks. And this one they can drill even faster through any type of soil or rock, which is really, really, really awesome. Right, let's put a metal floor down in here. And the reason I'm putting a metal floor down in here is because I know the farms require a metal floor. So that's what we're going to put down in here. I apparently forgot to get rid of that. No big deal. And done. As you see there, my little workers are building floors. We're going to need a farmer pretty soon. So, you're on janitor. Right, you can be a janitor and you could be a farmer. And then, so our farm is going to require both a reactor, which requires a concrete floor. And I'm going to have to wait for these ones to be built. And this one. There we are. Which is kind of unfortunate. And then we'll put a metal floor here. Come on, put a metal floor there. Thank you. And then we can build a farm. Build vegetable patch. And go back to here, put a concrete floor down here. And then once they're done with that, we can put a mini reactor and a water pump in here, and they can have their own water pump and electricity. And then we want to go to here. I don't think I actually told it to do... Yeah, I did. Cool. We can see them building that, and then our vegetable patch will start growing things. And we can go back to the research, and we could get different growing items. So there's fish for protein. Oh, we also need a place for them to cook and to eat said new items. So we go to residential. There's a kitchen. Can't put the kitchen there, unfortunately. We can put the kitchen here. So we're going to put the kitchen here. And then we need a place for them to eat. So we're going to put that there. What is this set to? This fridge is set to vegetables, so... this grows vegetables, the fridge will store the vegetables, and they'll cook the vegetables and eat them. Which means we now require a cook, so this builder can now be a cook. And how are our children doing? I never actually grew any, did I? When you grow children, they come out with random professions, so they can either be... They can have any of these random professions. They can have 2 or they can have 3. So you can see this person only has 2. This person has 3. I have seen someone come out with 4, but that is a very rare case. You can also choose the profession they come out with, and that costs research points. So say I want them to be an engineer, guaranteed, then it will cost me, say, 15 research points, I think it is, and it's 15 for each time. Or it might be double for each time, so it would be 15 for the first profession, then an extra 30 for the next profession. I can't remember off the top of my head, I do apologise. And I think we're pretty set up here, don't you? I mean, it's almost as if we could start working on the next floor almost. And that's the handy thing about creative. I managed to get us up and running pretty soon. This kitchen, unfortunately, is not connected. It's easy to connect. And water cable. There we are. We've got 2 lovely workers working on that right now. There is our chef, who is slacking. It's great to know. He's healthy. He's the chef. You can click on each of these people and learn about them. There's our guard bot. He is waiting for a command. Of course, you can right-click on him to move to a selected tile. That's something I did not know. Well, there we go. And now we have a farmer who's growing vegetables. The vegetables automatically get moved into the fridge. The fridge then gets used to cook meals, and the meals go onto the table. And in just a moment, we'll be able to see, there you go. So you can see that this cook has made 2 trays of food, both of them with vegetables. And as you get more farms, so fish farms, fruit farms, and grain, the meal complexity gets greater, and you get bonuses, which are great. Your population's morale goes higher. Another thing you kind of need to focus on when you play this game is the air consumption. So with a greater population, obviously, you require more air. But as your population also goes deeper, the oxygen levels decrease. And as your oxygen levels decrease, obviously you need a lot more air purifiers to increase it. And you need to be careful about that. If you have a high population and you go really low down, you're going to be spending a lot of money into air production, which might not be as beneficial as one might think. Right, let's start talking about what I like about this game and what I dislike about this game. What do I dislike about this game? That is a damn good question. I honestly don't know. I couldn't think about it if I tried. It is in early access. I must add that. So I think that does give it some leeway. There are things that have bugged me about the game, but that's the thing. They've bugged me about it. That doesn't mean to say that the game is bad or that it's something that I dislike. There's been things that have been fixed, especially in the most recent couple of updates. This game has had a hell of a lot added to it, and for the better, definitely. What is good about it? Bloody, oh my god, so much. If you like Dungeon Keeper, I mean this now. If you loved Dungeon Keeper, play this game. Go get it. It is £12. That is what is so unbelievable to me at this point in time. So there are people in the Steam reviews that I hope they watch this video, or I hope they see more evidence of this game, or they play it again and they change their reviews. People's reviews on Steam are mixed. The reason why is because there's a lot of people who have reviewed the game when it was in an earlier state and it didn't have a lot added to it. They paid £12, $15 for an experience that was substandard. Admittedly, yes, there wasn't a lot added to the game. The game wasn't as fleshed out as it is now. What I must say is that currently, this game, for £12, for $15, if you have that money spare, spend it on this game. It is so worth it at this point in time. It is insane. Obviously, it's in early access, but all that means is that they are going to add new scenarios, they're going to be bug fixing, they're going to be changing things, adding things, messing around with things, experimenting. All of that greatness that comes from early access, this game is going to benefit from unbelievably. And I honestly do mean that. I think this game is going to be one of those games that during early access, it is going to benefit the most. Once it leaves early access, that's where you kind of have the issue with it. But if it stays at the same price, I honestly couldn't recommend this game enough. And my enthusiasm for this game, I really hope is coming out here, because I've played this game for hours on end. I think I've already put like 30 or 40 hours into this game. I've played it for so long. I've been kind of addicted to it. I've only now started coming off it because the DayZ update and things are out. And I've tried to film this first look a couple of times just to make it as good as I can make it sound. I'm not shilling, guys. I honestly mean this game is great. And for a cheap price, it is worth it. It gives me the Dungeon Keeper vibe that not even Lord of the Overworld could give me. There was something in that game that was missing. It's not missing in this game. It's not 100% Dungeon Keeper, because obviously you're not the bad guys. You're not creating a dungeon for heroes to get trapped within. You're creating a bunker for people to survive. And the amount of things you have to manage, the amount of micromanagement, the amount of thought that you have to put into every little decision you make. One of the issues I do have with this game at the moment is building materials and ore is so difficult to get. Once you get ore set up and mining, that's all fine and good. But then refining it, I find that I'm in this endless cycle where I'm not creating enough ore. I'm not refining enough ore to be able to build a new miner, and that just might be because I play the game a bit too recklessly. I build things as soon as I know I can build them, whereas I should wait and say, like, look, I can now build this miner here. That will mean that I get ore in future. Then I can start building other things. The refinery will keep making the materials, and I think that is something you can see there. The children just popped out of the incubator. I will show you here. Look, you can select the cost. So that's 25, that's an extra 20. So there you go, it's 25 for the first one, and it's 20 for the next other ones by the looks. No, it jumps, look. Whoa, that's a jump. Okay. Well, you can see there how much it's going to cost for your, for the kids if you want to give them a selected profession. I will say, I've never needed to. I can understand why that system exists, but I've never had a need to give a child a profession. If you just make children constantly, then you should never run out of a single profession, but on the off chance you do, that's why that system exists, just to take a little bit of the randomness out of there. But meh, don't care. It works the way it's intended, and I'm glad it does. But yeah, guys, that is look, you can even see the fish in the fish tank. You can see the vegetables growing. I love the art style of this game. This game looks great, in my opinion. They've spent... Look, you can even see the trays on the table. They've spent so much attention to detail. You can even see the little embryos growing in the incubators, which is kind of disgusting, honestly. But, hey, that's what happens in the bunker, I suppose. How the hell did you get over there? Slacking, yeah, because you're over there. How the hell did you get over there? Okay. But yeah, that's all I can say about this game, guys. It does everything that Dungeon Keeper did well, and it has everything that Sheltered does extremely well. If you like the idea that you're looking after a colony of people, if you like the aspect of the survival that you have to keep people alive, there are diseases that you have to fight, there are plagues that will kill half of your colony almost instantaneously. There's so many random things and events that can happen, and I really do hope they add more. That's what this game's missing at the moment, and they are working on it. The devs are also really friendly. They do interact with the community quite often. And yeah, that's all I can say about it. As I said, the game is utterly just mind-blowing for how cheap it is. And I'm going to say it, the devs should be charging more money for this game. I think once it gets released out of early access, the price is likely to go up. If it doesn't, then the devs are just great people. I'll just say this once more. If you have that spare $15, £12 to spare, make sure you go on Steam and you buy this game, because I've had so much fun with it. I'm going to continue having fun with it. There's going to be a nice little Let's Play on my channel for those of you who want to watch. If you're looking for something that's more goal-based, so this is Sandbox. This is literally just you build a bunker and see how long you can keep it running. Then there's scenarios that give you goals. So there's scenarios that are survive 50 cycles. A cycle, you can see it up here. You can also change the speed. I don't know what this does. Oh, that's the camera angles. Cool. You can change the speed and things like that. There's all different scenarios. They are going to add more. What else do I need to say about this game? I've shown you everything that is to see. I can show you, like, so you can build exercise, dance machines, VR. Unfortunately, the production's hidden because we're in creative mode, that's kind of sad, to be fair. Some of the storage is hidden as well, which is, again, kind of sad. Research station, infirmary, which we could build, to be fair. Toilet cabins, bunk beds. Big water pump, big reactors. These are essential, by the way. If you can get these as early as possible, I would recommend it. As I've found, you can even get doors. I can't build them because I gotta get rid of the dirt and build walls. If it hasn't come across already, I'm in love with Life in Bunker. It's a great little indie game that hasn't got a lot of hype behind it, and it really should do. It's just such a great game, and I'm glad it exists. I've streamed it. I'll continue to stream it. If you want to hit me up on Twitch to see the stream of it, make sure you follow me. Link is in the description below. This has been your Life in Bunker first look, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like rating. If you have not enjoyed it, then make sure to leave a dislike rating. Other than that, I've been Phoenix Cypher. I've been your host. Thank you for watching, and adios, mis amigos.